Lights, camera, dissect. Welcome back to Midnight Reel Reviews.
He's a man who can tame flames with his bare hands. His fists are so fast they can block bullets and cannons. With one strike, he can split a tiger in two. This is the karate master, the legendary Musashi Dappo. Meanwhile, Steel Piercer, known as the martial saint, is Japan's once-in-a-century Aikido prodigy. In a bout with the freest man alive, Oliva, he twisted Oliva's wrist in a single subtle move. So when the god of war faces the martial saint, who will emerge as the ultimate fighter? This is one of the most thrilling battles in the underground arena. Dappo versus Steel Piercer. The match begins. Both fighters assume their stances. Fist against fist. Steel meets softness. After a brief standoff, Steel Piercer strikes first. At the same moment, Dappo delivers a straight punch. But Dappo is knocked back by an immense force. This is the power of Aikido. When an enemy attacks, it redirects both their force and its own back at them. The harder the enemy strikes, the stronger the counterforce, the better the martial art. Dappo rises quickly, adopting a universal stance, while Steel Piercer remains calm. Dappo unleashes a barrage of punches, but Steel Piercer counters with a headbutt. Angering Dappo, he attempts a tiger-slaying strike, but freezes as Steel Piercer immobilizes him with a single toe. When released, Dappo tries a sweeping kick, but Steel Piercer deflects it effortlessly and delivers a decisive kick to his jaw. After the blow, Dappo understands Aikido's essence. Rising again, he abandons offense, choosing endurance instead. But Steel Piercer strikes first, exposing a weakness. Dappo seizes the chance, landing a straight punch perfected over decades. In this pivotal moment, he unleashes the Buddha Fist, the most primal clenched fist in history. Standing victorious, Dappo feels invincible. In this moment, he embodies the strongest god of karate. But Steel Piercer isn't finished. Rising from Dappo's punch, his 70 years of experience drive him forward. To him, Dappo is still a novice. He grabs Dappo's wrist, spins, and slams his head into the ground. Advancing step by step, Steel Piercer looms over a motionless Dappo. Both know the next move will be the last. Suddenly, Dappo twists, launching another punch. Steel Piercer counters with a decisive KO, ending the epic clash between two legendary masters. Steel Piercer kneels in respect before Dappo, admiring his strength. This silent bond between the strong marks the final four of the underground tournament. Next, Retsu, the god of Chinese martial arts, faces Baki Hanma, the world's strongest youth. Baki's demon brain creates imaginary champions for training. Inspired by Yujiro, defeating a prehistoric colossus, Baki conjures a 100 kilograms mantis, capable of overpowering a lion or dragon, embodying the insect world's apex strength. After a fierce struggle, Baki mastered a new technique to defeat the mantis, reaching an unprecedented peak. In the underground arena, he visualized the strongest foe he could face, Yujiro Hanma, stunning all fighters. Meanwhile, a tranquilized Yujiro kicks open a heavy chamber door, his power undiminished. At the same time, Retsu prepares for his match, moving so fast he creates after images. A single turn leaves a massive dent in the wall, showcasing his immense strength. Yujiro observes the scene, pressing the wall lightly until it trembles and caves in. Retsu challenges him immediately, but Yujiro steps back, reserving Retsu for Baki, whose match is next. As the semifinals begin, Retsu arrives at the ring, but Baki is absent. Suddenly, Baki leaps from the stands, his body battered as if from a brutal fight. Facing Retsu, Baki acknowledges the might of China's 5,000 years of martial arts, admitting he stands no chance against such mastery. Retsu Kaio is confused, but Yujiro understands. Baki has been simulating a fight against Retsu in the underground parking lot using his demon brain. To explain, Baki demonstrates his mental simulations, revealing unmatched martial arts instincts. He has mastered Retsu's techniques from earlier matches, but knows Retsu hasn't shown his full strength. As the match begins, Baki swiftly approaches, grabs Retsu's hair and wrist, and uses a dominating technique known as the Guan Yin Sit. Retsu deflects the Guan Yin Sit, but Baki counters with a rapid flurry of punches. To push Retsu to his limit, Baki pinches his own ear, triggering an adrenaline surge, and uses Retsu's own Chinese boxing techniques. Enraged, Retsu retaliates, and their exchange becomes too fast for the audience to follow. After several intense rounds, Retsu lands a powerful punch to Baki's chest, sending him flying. However, Baki quickly rises, the impact diminished by his foresight and redirection. Seeing Baki rise once more, Retsu kicks off his shoes, signaling he's ready to get serious. With a swift kick, he grabs Baki's hair with his toes and pulls down, followed by a sweeping low kick with his left leg. Next, Hunter Kaio demonstrates his powerful national technique. Despite enduring Hunter Kaio's brutal attack, Baki stands firm and gets back up. Hunter Kaio approaches Baki and they attack each other again. After a missed strike, Hunter Kaio blows a tear bomb at Baki. Retsu takes the chance to strike with his shattered steel foot technique, switching to riot mode, overwhelming Baki. In the stands, Yujiro Hanma watches with excitement. Baki, who has fought since he was 13, taking on street punks, wild animals, yakuza, and Gaia, has never awakened his wild horse blood. But now, the essence of 5,000 years of Chinese martial arts stirs it. After receiving Retsu's fatal blow, Baki lifts his head, feeling an exciting surge of energy. Baki kicks with immense power, adopting Yujiro Hanma's stance. As Hunter Kaio charges, Baki leaps onto his neck, trying to twist his head off. Suddenly seeing Yujiro, Baki stops and jumps off. Hunter Kaio retaliates with a tear bomb, but Baki evades and kicks him in the neck, shocking everyone. His wild horse blood fully awakens. The miracle doctor, Kurenai, marvels at the power of Chinese martial arts and Wild Horse Jack's biting strength. In the second semi-final, Ikagawa faces Wild Horse Jack, but stumbles closer to the ring, moving slower. At the tunnel's exit, a large door blocks his path, reminding him of his teacher's lessons from his youth. After all these years, he finally understands the teacher's words, but as a martial artist, he must face the challenge. He enters the ring, and the intense pressure from both Jack and Ikagawa silences the crowd. No one dares to make a sound. Jack swallows his final medicine, his body growing stronger. He picks up a coconut and starts biting through it, ready to tear Ikagawa apart in this battle. In response, Ikagawa simply takes a sip of water. The match begins. Jack slowly advances, but suddenly Ikagawa spits water at his face. This is Ikagawa's plan to spit the water he just drank into Jack's tear ducts, causing him to suffer symptoms of drowning. Ikagawa moves closer and attacks. As Sichuan enters, he unleashes deadly moves. Confident Jack is down, but Jack unexpectedly rises, biting through his cocoon with precision and ferocity. Standing tall, he arrogantly taunts Sichuan. Exuding contempt, Jack delivers heavy punches, which Sichuan dodges, but their sheer power forces him to retreat, wounded and hesitant. Suddenly, Jack charges like a ferocious tiger, his relentless energy overpowering Sichuan and intensifying the battle. In the chaos, Jack grabs Sichuan's arm, and it looks like it will be bitten off. But Sichuan uses his energy to throw Jack down. However, when Jack stands up again, he assumes a starting position for a sprint. The hit leaves Sichuan dazed, and Jack then bites his arm, using his strong jaw to lift Sichuan off the ground. But unexpectedly, Sichuan throws Jack with his energy technique again. Sichuan then kneels and challenges Jack. From here, Sichuan takes a seated stance for his next attack. Jack delivers a powerful kick, but Sichuan grabs his ankle and throws him to the ground. Jack rises and attacks again, only to be thrown out again. Sichuan remains seated while Jack is left spinning in circles. But soon, Jack finds a way to counter this. He charges at Szechuan but suddenly stops, then gently extends his hand. Just as Szechuan grabs his wrist, Jack bites his arm once more, and now Szechuan becomes a punching bag in front of Jack. Szechuan tries to hold Jack's wrist to continue using his energy technique, but Jack knocks him down with the same move. Jack knocks out Szechuan, and the winner is clear. Next up is the championship battle with Baki. The greatest brotherly rivalry in history is about to begin.
Your VIP seat awaits. Subscribe now, and let's relive every movie moment together.